The Minnesota Vikings and crooked Chicago Bears, besides being division rivals, will be intertwined for the next couple of seasons or until Ryan Poles gets fired because of their GM Ryan Poles as well as Vikings GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. Now, these two were the final two candidates for the Vikings GM job to replace Rick Spielman, but Poles, I don't know, maybe he didn't want the pressure of being the GM of the Vikings. He took the Bears job, safety school situation, and Kwesi took over the reins of the Vikings, and they're going to be intertwined for the next couple of seasons, or like we said, until Poles gets fired. And the Vikings have been looking for playmakers on defense. Now, the defense is far from perfect, but they just need a couple of dudes who can put a couple plays together, and the Vikings got two of them. From the crooked Chicago Bears, nose tackle Khyiris Tonga, as well as cornerback Duke Shelley. And you remember, yes, the brain trust, Matt Eberflus at Kia Toilet, Ryan Poles, looking good. Yeah, we got Justin Fields, and not much else. Anyways, but remember back during 53-man cuts, Schefter, go. After claiming 6 players on waivers, blah, 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 the Bears waived defensive tackle Khyiris Tonga and cornerback Duke Shelley. Ooh, look what happened. Look what happened. And then the Vikings eventually got involved. The Vikings claimed both of them, signed both of them, and they've been getting after it, man. I absolutely love it. Also, what's interesting is that essentially there was a trade. Right? So the Bears got rid of Khyiris Tonga and Duke Shelley. The Vikings got rid of wide receiver Amir Smith-Marset, as well as defensive tackle Armand for Watts. Now, ISM didn't quite work out here. Armand for Watts was more caught up in scheme change going from the 4-3 to the 3-4. I mean, I'll root for Armand for Watts. He's at 12 starts for the Bears. He's got a sack. He's doing some good things on a not-so-good Bears defense, which is fine. But ISM, yeah, you'll remember what happened to the ISM. Yeah, Cameron Dantzler calling game. And now Smith-Marset is on the Chiefs because the Bears let him go after that. But Khyiris Tonga and Duke Shelley have been making some plays this year. And also, by the way, they're both only 26. So they could be solid rotational at minimum pieces of the Vikings defense going forward as they slowly improve as a unit. So Khyiris Tonga, 6'4", 321, 212 defensive snaps this year, 9 pressures, got himself a half a sack against Daniel Jones and the Giants on Saturday, 21 tackles, 4 batted passes, which is really key at the line of scrimmage. Like, if you can't get home, get your hands up. But Tonga has played extremely well, and he's been getting more and more snaps, more and more work, especially now that Jonathan Bullard is out with injury, as well as James Lynch is going down with that shoulder injury. So Tonga is getting more work, and he's really good at pressing the pocket, getting that quick pressure over the center in those A-gaps, and that's something that the Vikings have been lacking this year, so I love that he's getting more time on the field. And then Duke Shelley, we know about Duke Shelley, man. All right, so the Vikings have had just a slew of injuries at cornerback, whether it be Cameron Dantzler with his ankle, Andrew Booth Jr. with his knee, Caleb Evans with his concussions. But Shelley has stepped in, even though he's 5'9", $180. He's been a fantastic boundary corner, man. And like we said, he's only 26, 286 defensive snaps, 3 starts this season, 25 tackles. He's great in run support. He's great sniffing out screens. 6 passes broken up at 77.4 PFF coverage grade. He's been phenomenal. I absolutely love Duke Shelley. Plus, his forte is press man, and that's why the Vikings are starting to open things up more and more because of the prowess of Duke Shelley. All right, so the Vikings, I think Shelley could potentially start continually for the Vikings the next couple of years, even with Dantzler, even with Evans, even with Booth, all fully healthy and in the lineup. And Tonga, at minimum, should be part of that defensive line rotation. So I love it, man. I absolutely love it. And hey, Ryan Poles, thanks for just overlooking 2 phenomenal players that were on your rooster, and they're like, got to get rid of them as we have our plan to take back the NFC North and never give it back. But just okay. As we're watching this play out, yeah, I'm not going to lie. During the process, I did like Ryan Poles, a former player, a guy who came up through the scouting side of things to become a GM versus, Kwesi from the analytics side. But yeah, well, Poles whiffed on Khyiris Tonga, he whiffed on Duke Shelley, and the Vikings greatly benefited from it. Woo. That's right, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Thank you, crooked Chicago Bears, for Tonga and Shelley. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.